Yes, good evening from Camp Bastion. This is an absolutely vast British base. To give you some idea of the scale, it's not much smaller than the city of Derby. It's a place where the Army's packing up to head home, but for many troops from the East Midlands, this is a mission that's far from over.
If you look into the map board then, this is the southern wall here.
8 a.m. at forward operating base Lashkargah, and we're kitted out for a safety briefing that makes you sit up and listen.
Should we come there anything small arms fired during this patrol?
All this for a short walk to the provincial police headquarters where the Royal Anglians have been helping to train the local Afghan uniformed police. Now those local officers are keeping this city relatively secure and open for business on their own, and soon there won't be any British soldiers here to help. It's only 200 metres between these two bases, but as you can see we're very exposed here and they're not taking any chances. Overnight they found 2 improvised bombs, or IEDs, in this city. There's a threat from suicide bombers too, but some people wave at us and greet us.
It's easy to get into a false sense of security out there, so people wonder why we wear our full kit, but there's always going to be that risk of IEDs, vehicle-borne IEDs, etc. coming down the main route that we can't stop.
There's been a report of a VBI.
Inside Police HQ, a warrant officer from Loughborough and a corporal from Anstey live and work with the Afghan forces. They're here to share intelligence about security threats.
It takes time, to build up the rapport with them. But once you do establish the rapport, and you can get a really good working relationship with them, and they've got a very similar sense of humour to ourselves. They do enjoy a good laugh.
Back at the main base, they've been waking up to this: desert sand covered in frost, and a meal tent protected by what's known as a guardian angel. And because the kitchens have just closed down here, this is breakfast: hot chocolate in a water bottle and boil-in-the-bag ration packs. It's because most British forward bases have already been closed. This one's well on the way to being pulled down, and the Royal Anglians will be the last British soldiers in Lashkargah.
If you could imagine an ISO container size, there's been about 700 ISO container size equipment that's left this base so far. Porta cabins, ISO containers themselves, vehicles.
From Lashkargah to Camp Bastion, it's a 20-mile journey, less than the distance between Leicester and Nottingham, but you travel by helicopter to avoid using roads where insurgents can set up an ambush. Now those insurgents are being targeted by local Afghan security forces who are taking over combat operations from their British mentors, and Derbyshire soldiers from the 9th 12th Royal Lancers are supporting them in hostile territory and coming under fire.
A bloke just appeared from nowhere and fired an RPG, and it just came straight over the top of us. We've been under a few contacts. It's pretty scary, my first one.
Pretty much every mission has had some success with it. I'd be finding drugs, targeting the IED networks, finding IED components, and yeah, we've had a lot of success for us.
But now they're focusing on the mammoth task of ending combat operations. They're scrapping a lot of equipment that isn't cost effective to send home. Then there's this machine that sounds like a popcorn maker. It's recycling 20,000 bullets every week. That noise you can hear is the sound of the explosive rounds getting blown up. The metal bullet casings come out of the machine like this. They'll be melted down and sold as scrap. More than 3,000 vehicles are being deep cleaned and repaired. Half have already been sent back to the UK. And engineers from Chilwell in Nottinghamshire, who designed this huge base at Camp Bastion, are back here to take it down.
I was out here in 2006 and helped build some of the camps that are still here today. It was quite a surreal feeling going back to somewhere you'd lived at for that long and actually stood in the position where my tent used to be that was now gone, and seeing all the land stripped out. So yeah, it was very, very strange feeling.
Thousands of British troops have already left Afghanistan, and by the end of this year, it'll be another chapter in Britain's military history.